Hello you guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four First Steps, the Human Torch. Now, one thing I forgot to point out on my previous video is that along with that Wooly McGuire that I bought, I also bought this figure on the same day. But yeah, I did point out the fact that I was going to review this figure. So here he is, and as you guys can see, there's a Human Torch in all of his glory. Well, not all of his glory because he's inside of the box, but you guys can see him. He's stunning, like genuinely. And I've had him for 3 weeks, and his the poses I can do is amazing. But let's take a look at the side of the box. There's a Marvel Legends right there at the bottom. There's a Human Torch, a large photo of Human Torch right there. Let's move on to the back side of the box, and as you guys can see, there's a larger image of the Human Torch right there, and on the side it says Human Torch along with this Human Torch logo and the other Fantastic Four logo right there. Let's move on to the other side of the box. Starting off at the top, it says Marvel Legends right up there, as you guys can see, Human Torch on the side right there, and a smaller image of Human Torch at the bottom right there. Let's move on to the front side of the box, and yeah, there's the top. It just has the 4 on it. Amazing. Let's get to unboxing this figure, alright? And so here's the figure out of the box, and he really doesn't come with many accessories. The only ones that he comes with are fist hands, which he already comes with inside of the box, and he comes with these pair of flying hands. But yeah, that's all he comes with. Well, I mean, I wish he came with more, but like, I don't know what you can add him. Maybe flame effects. I mean, that could have helped. But yeah, that's all for the accessories. Let's take a look at the figure itself. And now that we're done taking a look at the accessories, let's take a look at the figure itself, starting off with the head. Now, I get everything is translucent, but there are small details that I have to point out, like the eyes. The eyes are painted gold, the same color that they painted the other Human Torch that we took a look at on April. But I also love the detail that he can, that his hair is engulfed in flames, and in the back too, like the back of his head, it's engulfed in flames, which I love. I actually do love that detail. Moving on to the chest, the Fantastic Four logo is painted on black along with the little lines that are going down, which I love that accuracy to the comics and to the movie. So yeah, and it continues on to the shoulder but stops right there. It doesn't continue on to the arms, which is kind of disappointing, but yeah. But looking down in the arms, you guys can see that there are flames right there, which I love, and you can barely notice it. There's a little watch that they use for emergency warnings. But he also has the flames on his hands. On the right side of the hand, it's kind of popping off. I just showed the difference. So yeah, that's a little issue on my copy. But yeah, overall, a pretty good sculpt around the figure on his torso and arms, and along with his head. Moving on to the back, it's just like, plain translucent plastic. I don't mind it. But yeah, moving on to the front side of the legs, there's the little black lines that still continue around his thighs. But at the bottom of his feet, there's more flames, which I love. And I love this figure. Oh my god. But yeah, that's it for like the figure itself. Let's take a close look at his articulation. And now getting into articulation, let's start off with the head. So the head can look side to side, it can look up that far. It's kind of hindered by the flames, and looking down, he can look down that far. Pretty good, not gonna lie. The arm can go up that far, not much, and you can do a full 360 on the arm if you want to. Then there's a bicep cut right there, as you guys can see, a full 360 if you want to. Double jointed elbow bend that's pinless, and the arms can rotate a full 360. And it can go forward that far, not much. Back that far, not much. Hindered by the flame effect right there. Moving on to the torso joint right there, you can articulate it, and it's pretty good. It has a pretty good range of motion, but it can go that far, back that far. Moving on to the waist cut right there, you can do a full 360 if you want to, and it works perfectly fine. Moving on to the legs, it can go up that far, not much, but still a pretty good range. And then there's a thigh cut right there, and you get your double jointed knee bend, and it's actually pretty good. I like that knee bend. And you get feet right there, and you can do the ankle pivot, as you can see, and down that far and up that far. So yeah, it's a pretty good articulation for this Human Torch figure. I'd say better than the retro card one. But yeah, you can pull off some pretty good poses with this figure, which I love, especially flying poses, which, you know, I love posing him like that. But yeah, let's get on to comparisons because I have some figures to compare him with. And now getting into comparisons, here's the Human Torch with my retro card Doctor Doom, and he's pretty cool. Up next is the Human Torch with the Thing, and I like seeing them both together. Up next for the comparison is the Invisible Woman with the Human Torch, and this will be my next review. And yes, I did just got her. I recently got her yesterday, so yeah, she'll be our next review. Up next is the Human Torch with Mr. Fantastic, and they look pretty cool side by side. I love this comparison. And up next is the retro card Human Torch with the recent Human Torch. And I'm not gonna lie, I like the articulation and the retro card a little bit more than the First Steps one, but I prefer the First Steps figure. I don't know, just because of how much flames it has around him. But yeah, that's the comparisons. Let's get on to a couple of things that I wanted to point out. And now, getting into the part where I said I would be talking about this figure a little bit more, let's talk about it. So when trying to swap out the hands, do be careful when swapping it out, because you might accidentally make the little watch or the little flame come off, like I did right there. But I did it on purpose. I took out the watch on purpose so I can talk about it. This little watch I found it on the left side of the arm. And it's not supposed to be on the left side of the arm. It's supposed to be on the right side of the arm, because every character in the movie has the watch on the right side of the arm. So if you do want that accuracy, put it on the right side of the arm, because it's not supposed to be on the left side of the arm. But yeah, as you guys can see, I'm trying to put back the little watch and flame. So you have to push both of them back as you can, like as far as back as you can, so you can put the little hand in the peg. That way the watch doesn't get in the way while you're trying to put the hand back in place. So yeah, that's what I do to do that. And yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Let's get into my final thoughts of this video, and that's all I wanted to point out. And now getting from my thoughts of this figure, it's actually pretty freaking fantastic. I love this figure a lot. I love posing him, and the fact that I have the full team and get to pose him right next to them is amazing, along with the Thing. So yeah, I recommend this figure, and he's a pretty good figure. Up next for the review, like I said a couple of minutes ago, it'll be Invisible Woman. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. And yeah, it's been a great run of figures, honestly. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.